after months of speculation, it's rumoured that later today the government will finally announce their long-awaited traffic light system. I can't wait. Opening up the possibility of a summer holiday for many of us.
Well, here with a preview of what we could expect. Who else could we get?
It's gotta be
I'm
Simon.
not even going to believe anyone else. It's the Calder. Of course it is. Simon, a treat to have you. Great to have you with us.
Morning. Well, look, I'm completely with you, Alison. My passport hasn't seen any action for 5 months. And by the way, what I'd really like everyone to do as soon as the programme's over is check the expiry date. Because otherwise you'll fall at the first hurdle. So go and have a look, particularly kids. They're really annoying. I mean, not generally, but they're
generally
expire really quickly.
Simon, explain to us what this traffic light system will mean and how it's going to work.
OK, so at the moment, completely illegal to go abroad for fun. There are some people travelling for essential purposes. 10 days from now, 17th of May, we will finally be able to go abroad for leisure purposes, but the government is setting out the rules when you come back from those places today. So we've got the red list already. You'll know about that. It's 40 countries, topped by India, sadly, also Brazil, South Africa, many others. If you come back from one of those, you're going to be going into hotel quarantine. That's going to cost you £1,750 for 11 nights.
So that is the amount that everyone has to pay, no matter what?
Well, if there's more than one of you, the price comes down a bit, but you're going to be finding a bit crowded in that room.
Yeah.
It is.
That's a lot. I don't think I'd risk that.
OK, amber, which is going to be actually the vast majority of countries, that is going to be 10 days of self-isolation, same as now when you come back. You're also going to have to pre-book a couple of tests and take a test before you come into the country. And then green, that's the one we all want to know about.
Yeah.
That means no quarantine at all when you come back. Well, no, not quite that. You've got to have a test before you leave and book a PCR test for 2 days after you come back. So it's a bit of an obstacle course, frankly. And travel at the moment, I think, is going to be, once it opens up, for the desperate, of course, because loads of people haven't seen loved ones, partners, for a year or more. They will be wanting to travel. And the bold. But if you want to get your trip organised, always worth talking to a travel agent because they will understand what all the rules are. This is just half of the picture. Then there's, does this country actually want me to come in? And lots of them will say, we'd love to see you, but actually not just yet. So Australia and New Zealand, guaranteed to be on the green list, completely irrelevant.
Really?
They won't let you in. Not even you, Alison.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. It's not going to be happening.
Well,
I mean, it's a question, isn't it?
Be in Wales, won't it?
Oh, guys, can we go through any of the green lights?
Yeah, OK.
Countries.
So lots and lots and lots of predictions about which are going to be green. Now, I can absolutely guarantee super green is going to be Ireland, and that is because ever since the pandemic began, Ireland, there have been no restrictions coming back into the UK at all, and that will continue. There's still restrictions going out to the Republic of Ireland from Britain, but that's sort of up to Ireland. Then you're going to get pretty much nailed down Gibraltar, 100% vaccinated population, at least adults, no cases at all at the moment. Iceland, you'll be able to go and see this fantastically new erupting volcano, but again, they only want you if you've got one of these.
Oh, so you have to be vaccinated.
So they only want vaccinated people. So, I mean, me and Giles Brandreth, basically, we're the only people who've been lucky enough to be jabbed twice, as far as I can tell. Then, I mean, those countries aren't looking great. Those countries are looking nailed down for going. But in terms of actual proper holiday destinations where you can have a lovely beach holiday, looks like Malta and Portugal are going to be the places that you can go to. And already it's clear that people are thinking, I bet Portugal's going to be on the cards because British Airways fares have gone up. Just checking this morning, they've been selling tickets one way, Heathrow to Faro, the main airport for the Algarve, of course, £530. Now, you can fly to New York and back on the same day for less than that. But, of course, you can't get into America. And I'm certainly not going to see that on the green list anytime very soon.
So kind of the holy trinity of Spain, France, Italy, you know, where so many people...
Croatia, Greece, Cyprus, Turkey, they're going to be in the next consignment. You've got to think of this, I think, as a kind of pilot scheme. And it's going to be, the idea is, for the next 6 weeks, the government will be waiting to see whether many cases come back in. They'll also be waiting to see if the queues at Heathrow build up to 6 hours or more, and there are fears about that. Then, once the vaccination programmes across Europe have been working their magic, we hope, then you are going to see Spain, Italy, France, Croatia, Greece, Cyprus and Turkey still looking a bit tricky. But
what do you think the timeline is for those countries?
Well, I'd say late June for certainly for France, for Italy, for Spain, probably a bit later for and Greece also. Bit later for Croatia, maybe Cyprus and Turkey. But also, it's possible you might get the Balearics popping up on a green list earlier, and similarly some of the Greek islands.
Yeah.
There's just so many variables we just do not know about.
So what happens if you've got a holiday and you've got your travel insurance and then all of a sudden that destination turns to say red? Can you claim your money back?
Well, it's going to be very tricky. What the government is doing is saying, we are going to have this green watch list. So if there's a country which we think, hang on, infection rates are going up, variants of concern, they're going to give you a couple of weeks' warning. And that will enable you to say, well, if you're already there, finish your holiday and come back. And otherwise, you'll be able to get a little bit of warning, talk to the travel company. But I don't actually expect, Alison, that's going to be happening very much. It's going to be very much going from red to amber and from amber to green.
So the other way.
I hope.
That's
good.
And what about the queuing? You mentioned it. I think it's going to put a lot of people off.
Yeah.
It's coming back and saying, you know, I read the other day 10 hours. Is there anything that the likes of Heathrow and Gatwick can do to mitigate that?
Well, they are saying it's all down to the government. Get more staff in, get the e-gates working, and crucially, I mean, one of the many things you've got to sort out before you come back is a passenger locator form which says, I've been here and I live here and here's details of my tests and so on. If you can get all of that properly bundled up in a digital form, then people will be able to use the e-gates again, but that hasn't happened. And another point also, in terms of vaccine passports. We still haven't seen what the government has in mind, some sort of certificate to show you've been you've been vaccinated. You've got this little card, which, frankly, it wouldn't take too much to forge. But the Greeks have said, yeah, we think that will be OK. And I was even talking to a chap who runs holidays to Iceland. He said he went to see the Icelandic Prime Minister and said to her, we've only got these little cards, will that be all right? And she said, oh, yeah, go on.
Fine, come on in.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And Simon, this is a difficult question, but when do you think this will all be relaxed? And when do you envisage actually just travel coming back to being unregular?
By September, of course, when the school holidays have finished, I think things will be at a nice kind of calm equilibrium. And we'll also be starting thinking a bit more about long haul. I think America will be open by then. We'll be looking at more of the Caribbean.
Is Jamaica not open yet?
Well, Jamaica's one of the outside. I'll give you a decent each way price for green, along with Barbados, Antigua, St Lucia. They look reasonably good.
We're in.
But
I'm coming.
So September, everything will calm down. We'll then need to have a look, and of course lots of epidemiologists, you've been hearing from them, they're saying we're really worried about the winter again. But if things stay manageable, under control, then you can start thinking about winter breaks, and then finally by 2022 you might get the likes of Australia and New Zealand saying, yep, OK, we'll take you, Alison, in you come, as long as you've been jabbed and you've got all these tests and so on.
Thanks,
but
Simon.
it's a long old haul.
Oh, thank you, Simon.
Yeah,
brilliant.
great to have you with us. Thanks, Simon.